When we get ready to go, we'd start up the engines, check them out, and I'd give the ground crew the signal to pull the chocks out in front of the front wheels and taxi out to the takeoff runway. The lead airplane would be ready to go. He'd get a signal from the tower and start his takeoff run. And we'd follow about every 15 seconds or so. And it was just a case of taking the throttles and shoving them full forward and full RPM, get to a point where you could feel the plane getting light, and ease back on the yoke, and off we'd go with a full bomb load, all full ammunition, 10 men, and it would lift us into the air pretty nicely. My first mission was May 5th of 1944, and it was to submarine pins in Karlsruhe, Germany. And it let me know that I was in the battle. We had some anti-aircraft fire and a few holes in the airplane when we came back. We only went over the channel when our troops were being held down at St. Lo after the Normandy D-Day invasion. We'd go over and drop anti-personnel bombs ahead of them about a mile or so. And they called it softening up the area, but actually it was killing German troops. But we saved, I think, thousands of American lives like that. We would generally form in 3 squadrons of 6 each, lead, the high, and the low. And so we had an 18 aircraft formation flying into Northern Europe. And it would depend on where we went. Sometimes when we hit the coast before D-Day, we would get a few anti-aircraft blasts, kind of like to let us know where we were, and a precursor of what was going to happen later on in the mission. Things would be pretty standard and pretty ordinary until we got over the target, starting on the bomb run. But when the sky seemed to be exploding around you, everything changed. You'd see black puffs of smoke coming up everywhere, and you'd have your 88 and 105 millimeter cannon down on the ground firing at you. To put it bluntly, they were trying to kill you. I would often try to stay calm. I remember thinking things like, I refuse to be afraid of something that has not happened. I've got 4 engines going, none of the crew have been hurt, so let's get on with it. And generally that attitude would carry me on through. There were other times when I forced myself to be angry. Being calm was out of the question. And I would, on a mission where surprisingly a volley came up right underneath the plane and bounced us like we hit a speed bump. It scared me, but it didn't go away. And I finally became kind of ashamed and embarrassed. And I said to myself, I can remember, I actually said words into my oxygen mask. Now you're strong, you've been well trained, you're up here to prove you have the skill to bring this thing off, so blankety blank, get with it. And it made me angry. I had traded fear for defiance. When you go to a target like Berlin and stay over the target for about a half hour getting shot at continuously, come home and count the holes, and you stop counting at 300, you've got to love that airplane. We had over 300 holes in the plane, some going in one side and out the other. Nobody was hurt, none of the vital parts of the plane were hit, and I didn't even know the extent of the damage until we looked at it. My last couple of missions were what one might say routine. We went to a target, we got shot at, we got some holes in the airplane, and came home and landed and got something to eat and wrote letters or whatever we wanted to do.